My name is Dr. Jonas Geda. I am a professor of neurology and psychiatry at Mayo Clinic here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Today I'm going to talk to you about our large-scale population-based study in which we investigated the association of mentally stimulating activities and the risk of new onset cognitive decline among 70 years and older persons residing in Rochester, Minnesota. The objective of the study is very simple. We wanted to understand, we wanted to know if a 70 years old or older person who is cognitively normal engaged in mental activities such as reading books, using computers, craft activities, if these activities will decrease the risk of developing mild cognitive impairment. Basically, we wanted to know if these mental activities will sort of prevent the early form of dementia. Our study participants are 70 years and older individuals that reside in Olmsted County, Minnesota. And at baseline, when we recruited them to our study, they were cognitively normal. This is the study sample. And then what did we study? We investigated the relationship between mental activities and brain aging. The mental activities we examined were 5 mental activities: reading books, craft activities, playing games, computer activities, and social activities. And when we examined this, in almost all of them, what we observed is that engaging in a mental activity is associated with decreased risk of developing new onset cognitive impairment about 4 years later. But particularly, the stronger finding is that engaging in craft activities such as knitting, quilting, etc., and also engaging in computer activities were significantly associated with decreased risk of developing cognitive impairment. This was the main finding. The limitation of the study is that this is observational study. We studied people in their natural environment. We didn't ask them to do any activity. It was not interventional study. Therefore, we relied on what they report on questionnaire. We asked the participants, think back over the last 1 year about your computer activity or craft activity and tell us how frequently did you do it each week. Obviously, whenever you use survey, it is inherent human nature to have recall bias. So recall bias is one potential limitation. However, we have a technique of trying to examine if there was substantial recall bias. Actually, Minnesota study participants in this sample, they report the same thing consistently. The conclusion of the study is that even in late life, even after age 70, if you start to engage in mental activities such as computer use, craft activities, playing games, reading books, you may have a chance to reduce the risk of developing new onset cognitive problems. The next step is that this is a prospective cohort study, very strong study design for observational research. However, if you truly want to establish cause and effect, you have to do a controlled experiment or clinical trial. So probably this has to be demonstrated in well-powered, bigger studies involving interventional study to establish cause effect.